When people start getting back into golfing, we start getting a lot more back pain patients in. Now, it tends to happen because of the twisting or the rotation, right? The rotation of the body during the start of golf season. And it's because we end up losing the coordination of our shoulders and our hips to move at the same speed. And what I mean by that is that while we're not golfing or while we're not participating in any swinging sports, we end up losing the coordination of when our hips and our shoulders move together. If they move together, they're well coordinated, then low back pain will be limited, right? But during the beginning of golf season, a lot of us have been sitting at a desk, used to having our hips stationary, and we're moving from side to side, and we get very comfortable with our shoulders moving without our hips. Then we get back into starting to golf, and then we're asking our hips and our shoulders to move together again, which is hard. So at the beginning of golf season, we get a lot of patients in with low back pain. So one of the best things that golfers can do at the beginning of the season is actually do our third step in our foundational movements protocol, right? So our foundational movements are movement patterns to help re-coordinate our body into the proper movement patterns that we should have. We do this a lot as infants. We spend months doing these particular movement patterns, and we end up losing them when we grow up. So what we want to do is we want to make sure to get on the floor and do our segmental rolls. That's the third one. All right, so our segmental rolls is when you lie on your back, you roll to your belly, and then from your belly to your back. And when you do this, you want to make sure that your hips and your shoulders are moving as closely together as possible as you're rolling. So if we're rolling this way, right, we want to make sure that our hips and our shoulders move together. And we want to make sure that we don't flop when we end up landing on our back or on our belly. We want to be nice and controlled and land. And the more frequently we do these, all right, if we do about 10 to 15 each side a day, we'll re-coordinate the tightness and the coordination of our shoulders and our hips moving together. Because all it takes is a fraction of a difference in terms of your movement of your hips coming through a little too soon or a little too late, and you'll end up irritating that back.